What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I am back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Riva. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure that you guys subscribe to this channel. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON, and we're going to go ahead and get right into the video.
Let's get into it. Yep.
Okay. So I'm calling just to see, like, I guess what I am doing and what I can avoid, because I don't know if me having standards is getting in the way of finding the man that I want.
So let me go ahead and see if I can repeat the question. You want to know if you...
Okay, by the way, this is he's playing like the audio from a video that he already did. So that's why, because I was a little confused just now, but I forgot that he did say that he was talking for like a while before, and he's playing the audio of a previous conversation. So that's why he's like moving around. It's not him talking right now.
Having standards is preventing you from getting the man you want.
Yes.
Okay, so let me start with some background. How old are you?
I'm 26.
Well, you heard me say it in the chat room. Did you go to college?
I did.
But you didn't graduate?
No, I just got my Associate of Arts.
Okay, cool. Height, weight, and dress size?
So I'm like 5'5", 5'6", and my weight is 128 to 130.
Okay.
Depends.
What dress size do you wear?
Like a 4.
And lastly, what part of the country are you in? Northeast, south, west?
Like West Coast.
West Coast. Okay. And what kind of man do you want?
Well, I like black men. Like, that's like my first choice, but I don't mind swirling.
Okay, I'm talking about from a on paper standpoint. What kind of money are we talking about?
Successful. Like, I'm not really.
Let's define successful. Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you want to have... Now, I want you guys to hear what she's saying. This is a long call. I'm going to let it play. But she asked if her standards, her having standards, was keeping her from finding the man that she wanted. I need you guys to focus on the things she's going to say, and it kind of leans to an overall mindset that tends to be around women of certain kind of groups. And I'm going to tell you the kind of groups as we get through here. How many children are you planning on having for this guy?
Just depends on how many he would want from me.
3.
Okay.
I mean, if you got nothing else to do except stay at home, 26, right? One kid, you be getting off pretty damn easy. Wouldn't you agree, or would not? Tell me, what do you think?
No, I think that's true. I think,
Okay. The average family has 2.3 kids or 2.5 kids, but you're talking about a successful guy. So a successful guy, are you in Northern California or Southern California?
Northern.
So in Northern California, so to be a stay-at-home wife of 3 children in Northern California, how much do you think a man would need to make annually to make that happen? For you to have... Now, understand, all I asked is, what do you want? And what do you... And knowing what you want is important. Again, her question was it about standards? As the call develops, you're going to realize that oftentimes pretty women of a certain 7s, 8s, 9s or better tend to not put a lot of thought into what it is they say they want. A decent home, have your own four-door sedan, to have the kids' college paid for, private school if necessary, or high-end public school, with kids' activities, kids having cars at 16, having their college paid for if necessary, plus have the things of life, 401k, retirement, everything else, still being able to eat well, travel, not just go to Disneyland. I'm quite sure you want to go out of the country, maybe go to Europe on a family vacation, that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. How much do you think that person needs to make? That man needs to make annually?
I would say a significant amount.
Give me a dollar
of
value.
Money.
Give me a dollar value. A significant amount.
I'm not good
at
math. Probably over 100,000.
See, I need you guys to understand that, ladies, this is not a game with men. You don't even begin to know what it takes to make this shit happen. And when a man hears that, that's a problem.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe 80,000, 90,000.
Wait, not me and Kevin both reacting to this video.
$80,000 a year for 4
really
kids.
Sure.
3 people, 3 children, and 2 adults. $100,000 a year for 5 people in Northern California.
Okay, no. Oh man. Okay, so I don't know.
Okay, so problem number 1. Let me also say this. Everybody's talking about she's lying. Yeah, she's trying to keep her location hidden. And again, if you go back through my channel, you'll hear that take this woman out and you can plug almost any of these other women who fit in this category, and it's the same mindset. Doesn't matter what age. The things you want, you don't even know what it takes from a dollar standpoint to make it possible for a man to make it possible. For Jerry Beck, do not highlight.
And I thought that was a good point. I've heard him ask this question a lot of times, like, oh, how much money do you need to, live a comfortable lifestyle? And the fact that he asked that question, I kind of was like, okay, yeah, they have no idea. They don't even know how much it costs to live where they are. They don't know these answers. But to really think about how uncalculated their answer is and their wants are is the fact that they really don't know. The fact that you really have no idea. You thought that $100,000 is a lot of. The fact that you think $100,000 is enough money to live that lifestyle that you want comfortably just shows how you value a dollar. Shows your lack of knowledge about the value of a dollar, right? So I think that that's a question that can, we hear it constantly, but it's something that is wow, you really don't know how the cost of living. You want to live in $1 million home, you have to know how much it costs, how much the person would need to make to be able to maintain that home, the private schools, the vacations, and all of that. So as much as that's a simple question, that's a very valid question.
Again, you got a question? Is this my super chat? Let me give you the number. The number, they throw this 6-figure number out, that's enough for one person to be successful. Roughly $10,000 a month. That's the number I tend to use. That's in Dallas, Houston, Austin. If you adjust that for the Bay Area, you're $100,000 a year, you're still broke. You're talking about closer to 220, 250. There's a police officer in San Jose who made $250,000 last year, and he's a cop.
Wow.
Okay, so the kind of man you're talking about, he's going to need to be making around $700,000 to $900,000 a year.
I'm open to relocating. I don't have to stay. I'm so open to moving somewhere.
Well, cheaper. Do you think people make that kind of money? I also need to add something into, guys. This is not a conversation. I mean, I don't know why guys come in and talk about, how much money I'm making as a single guy. No disrespect, man, but this is about men who want women, high value men, and the women they want to avoid. I don't want to see a bunch of guys when they talk about they don't want women and they cool being single and all that. Good. Keep it closed. Listen to the show.
Kevin.
You have no reason to bring that up in this show. It's not the topic, please. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
No.
Do you think there are a lot of black men? Black men are concentrated in 10 cities. See, this is part of the problem with ladies.
Yeah.
You want this fantasy of a man, not a fantasy. You want this high value man. These men, listen, these men are concentrated in 10 cities.
Mm-hmm.
Black people are concentrated in 10 cities. Okay? And I don't fault you for wanting him, but I just say you got to understand where he is, and to think a guy can make $80,000 and you would be happy with that kind of money. You'd be working on 80 grand, and then there'd be tension in the marriage. I forgot to ask you one question. On a scale from 1 to 10, where would most people say you rank as far as a beauty, from a facial standpoint? That's a good looking man.
Like a 9 or a 10, maybe an 8 if someone's hating on me.
A 9 or a 10. Okay, so we're talking LA 9 or just.
I just know I'm very beautiful, and I'm not just saying that.
Okay,
but I don't know.
Hey sis, I give it to you. So these are good things. So from a money standpoint, the kind of money you're talking about is a guy who's going to have a serious high earning career, or he's going to have to be a small business owner and own a significant concern. That means you're going to be looking at men who are at least about 10, probably 15 years older than you.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, and that's what you're going to be looking for. But the question is, what do those kind of men want in a wife?
Well, this is another thing that and if you guys watch my content, you already know we do all of these videos all the time. But it's funny because these questions hit different a little bit. Like, because even this, like, what do they want? It's just about, like, okay, if a man wants to start a business, you know what he does? He's like going to research it. He's going to find out all the details, how to get to it, how to get through it, the steps that he needs to take, and all of that. As a woman, from a standpoint, if you want a man that's making, like, $800,000, $900,000 a year, you need to be in that mindset all the time. You need to find out how to be, sensual. You need to, really take care of yourself and your appearance. You need to know what they're looking for, the traits that these men that are married, like the traits that their wives have. Like, you need to take it on like a job, because it is a full-time job to get into a relationship with a man like that, but to also maintain a relationship with a man like that. So these points are very, very, like I said, they're just hitting a little bit different while I'm watching it with him. It's kind of crazy.
I know that they want, someone who's just a lady. I would hope so, because I'm really open to just being a lovely housewife. And just to do.
Translation: I'm open to you taking care of me. That's what you just said. Yeah. I'm open to you just taking care of me, which is cool. But what you've also said is you've done no homework or no research or no nothing on what it is you want. That's why you're not getting it.
That's like golden. That's true.
This is why your non-black counterparts, your white counterparts, steal black men like this out from under you. Because one, you don't even know how to identify them. Two, when they're there, you got no sales pitch. It's just I'm pretty good. This is the problem with that just manifested mindset. That manifest like it's a just wish upon a star. No, to land a man who's not an athlete or an entertainer, that's a high earner, requires more than wishing upon a star.
It's true.
Okay, you're beautiful. You're 5 foot whatever. You're dress size 4. You are smoking. After we have sex, what else?
Depth. I don't flaunt my things that I know or my experiences, but I'm a deep person.
Things that I know.
Hold conversation. I make a lovely housewife, good mom, things like that.
Were your
But
parents,
I am
was your
divorced.
mother and father married?
No. Well, yeah, my background is crazy, but
Oh,
I
so
am divorced.
let me simplify the question. Were you raised to be a housewife?
No, I wasn't actually.
How can you talk about you're a lovely housewife?
Because I was married before and
Okay.
I saw what didn't work. And I was like, that's why I don't want to go to work. I want to focus on staying
Okay.
home.
Let's back up. See,
Ooh,
that was an important part.
Mm-hmm.
You were married before. How old was your husband?
He's like 29 or something.
How old were you?
I got married when I was like 18 or 19.
And where's your father?
I didn't grow up with a father.
I didn't say that. I asked where is he?
I don't have a very strong relationship with him.
Why?
Because I was adopted.
Okay. Do you know your biological mother?
I do, yes.
Now you notice I was trying to be delicate.
But he's recently like got sick and he's in the hospital. Like he's like
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a hard question. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Do you know his side of the story from his mouth?
No, not really.
Then why in the hell are you judging him?
I'm not.
Well, but you know your biological mother. You know, you're not judging him. But I asked you, where's your father? I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't ask her. I said, where is he? Well, he wasn't in my life. I was adopted. Okay. But you know your biological mother. See, when I asked you about the woman that birthed you,
yeah,
you could answer those questions. But about your father, it's all this vague stuff. And my question is, why have you never sought to understand your father?
Well, the reason why I was adopted was because of
Nobody knows you, sweetheart. I don't know you.
Sexual abuse that was going on. I have 5 other.
That's why I was being delicate, guys, because you don't just jump down somebody's throat. You don't know each other.
Right.
So give her a little break before you call her a liar. Vague attempts to hold her privacy back. Come on, man.
Wow.
Biological sisters, and we all got put in the system because he was sexually abusing my sisters.
Okay.
And that's why we got.
Well, then that's cause. That's different.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things I will accept. If there was actually a reason where you shouldn't, a safety reason, then there's no reason to interact with this person.
Right.
But
hell no.
I would say, let's move on past that. If there was reason, because I don't want to dig too deep into it because it's not relevant. There's a reason, but you were adopted.
Yeah.
And you were raised by a mother and father, or mother?
Just a mother.
All right. So you're raised by a mother, and the reason I'm asking these questions, if you got married at 18 to a 29-year-old, who advised you on that? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Nobody.
Okay. All right. That's a very important point, guys. Who's advising these women? Who's advising these women? And all this stuff is going to come into fruition. Because when I start running down the groups of women, the kind of women, the things that they do, the kind of jobs they have, the professions they're in, it's all going to make sense. Right? Whose advice do you seek in trying to guide you through life? Nobody.
I'm just kind of, I guess, learning through trial and error.
That's really sad. And this is the story for a lot of women, right? This is the story for a large majority of women. You know, she went from being in a home with her parents then she was taken out of the home because of, her father obviously not doing the right things that he's supposed to be doing completely wrong things. They're put into the system. Then she's adopted by a single woman. So it's just a woman's perspective that she's basically had through her life. And then she turns a certain age and she's just kind of winging it. No real direction or guidance or leadership. It's just like, just like she said, trial and error. And it's so hard. It's so hard to navigate life that way. Um, Ideally, your father is the one who's supposed to direct you, guide you, lead you, teach you. That's who you're supposed to be able to call and ask these questions. She didn't have that opportunity because, unfortunately, her father was not capable of doing those things because of, so many different situations. Obviously, he has issues, right? Um, but these are vital questions, and I hope it makes her a little bit more, um, you know, what's the word I would say, like introspective on her life and the decisions that she's making, and just kind of like living aimlessly, because listen, she can absolutely positively be a great woman, right? She can be a nice woman with a great essence and just has no guidance, no direction, no leadership. That's why I don't understand when women have this whole mentality: we don't need a man, we don't need a leader, we don't need nobody to tell us we got this. No, no, that's why a man is in that position for a reason, to lead you, to guide you, to um, help mold you, right? And her being with an older man, the right man, will definitely allow her to flourish into being the woman that she, um, I think would be destined to be. Like it would help her in the right ways because she's genuinely never had that. And I wonder a lot about this woman and her nature and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't know who it is, just because like with this story that she's giving, a lot of women like this wouldn't have even been married so young, but a lot of women love the wrong person easily because they just don't know what real love is. So this is interesting, and I'm glad that she actually called in to speak to somebody that has wisdom that can kind of like shed some light on her life. I understand now why this phone call was so long.
That's very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm calling you.
Well, but you're calling me, but you're not paying me. See, this is why I'm. That's a very important point. That's why I'm calling you, but you're not paying me. See, this is what you get with pretty privilege. Pretty privilege allows women like a mindset like this to go through life trial and error and making catastrophic mistakes that average or below average cuteness women cannot make. Because women like this have been told, you're pretty enough to where anyone will come along and save you. But they want to be saved, and it is a save mission, by a Henry. They don't want to be saved by a $50,000 a year guy, and you're going to find out why. I'm going to give you this off. I mean, your circumstances, trying as they are, you're a 26-year-old. You're not 14.
Right.
You know your background. You know it's trouble. Are you seeing a therapist?
I've done a lot of work.
Okay. Is it a lot of work? Let me tell you guys something. When you work with alcohol and drug counselors, one of the first things you know with somebody who's really on a path to recovery is they can openly laugh about being an alcoholic or a drug addict. Oh, I was a crackhead. Once upon a time I was a this or I was that, I'm in the program. They're not hiding it, and they're not trying to hurry up. See, a lot of times folks when they have complex backgrounds, they want an endpoint. How often do you hear women come on my channel and they want to, okay, now I realize I have a problem, but in a year I want to have a rich husband. You don't get to make that choice. You got to work the plan.
We hear it all the time, first of all, and yeah, you have to work through the problem. Go to therapy, get a therapist, get some guidance, get some help. I mean, I just think in general, just with her lifestyle alone, like with the trauma that she dealt with even from her childhood, it's essential that she does get that therapy. And I don't know, he's right about the end point, because a lot of people act like you just go to therapy and then everything is fine. Like a lot of people consistently go to their therapist because they know that they always have something to work on.
You got to work the program.
I've done a lot of work.
Are you in a healthy place?
I am, actually.
All right. So, and You say you were married to a 29-year-old. What you guys are hearing is she's not in a healthy place because of the deception,
5
the
years.
vagaries. So you've been divorced less than 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Any children?
One.
Let me go ahead and say this again. Oh. Guys, there's no need to say men stay away from these kind of guys, because I'm not trying to be insulting to you guys. But these women want guys in the top 10%, top 5%. If you're not in that area, you don't have to stay away from them. They stay away from you. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You don't need to keep trying to beat up on somebody or that ain't looking for you, and vice versa. Boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Okay. You're gonna have a lot of problems.
Really?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
No.
I don't care how attractive you are. Your background, ma'am, is messy.
Mm-hmm. What if I don't tell anybody though?
Oh. This woman has pretty privilege, and she was really shocked when I told her she was gonna have a lot of problems. Why? Why would I gonna have any problems? Do you see how pretty I am? I'm 5'5", 5'6", 120 some odd pounds. I'm a 9 or a 10 in the face. I mean, I'm very feminine sounding. Everywhere I've gone, people have told me how pretty I am. Pretty women don't have problems. But she was legitimately surprised when she heard somebody in the category of man that she would want tell her, no. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. I may not be her kind of guy, but I'm in the class of men she's talking about. Right. And the class of men she's talking about, she has no idea who they are. She just knows I want their money and their resources and their abilities. Their abilities for me to not have to work. That's what she says. People aren't stupid, especially the kind of man you're talking about you want, and it makes you a horrible person. Mm-hmm. See, a person who's gone through therapy would not say that. A person who's in a healthy mind space would not think to try to deceive somebody.
And why would you want to lie? Not why can't you just lie, but why would you want to lie? That means that you're completely going into the relationship solely on being financially stable and being comfortable and living a lifestyle that you dream of, and not for love, connection, or anything like that. Like, that's crazy.
Well, no one wants to know your whole life story, though. Like,
yes, we're talking. We're talking about people who. No, ma'am. So the only people we've been talking about is the kind of men that could provide for you and put you in a home and take care of you. Mm. But the real answer is, yes, my background is messy. No, the work's not done, but I want what I want. So, yeah. I would say the work's not done, because that's not a healthy thing to say. That's a predatory thing to say regarding another person. I'll just lie to him about my background. You're gonna lie to him about your kid too?
No, I was just saying, like, just don't put it on the table. Like,
well, you may about put it on the table on the first date, but it has to come out. Mm-hmm. See, you are who you are. Yeah. You are who you are. And the kind of men you're talking about did not get there by luck. High-earning men, wealthy men, successful men didn't get there by luck. See, that's why I started at the beginning. Do you even know how much money it would take? In my video catalog, I have a video that I did years ago. It's called Pretty Rich. Are you pretty rich? And the concept is this. Some women are so pretty that they have wealth in social currency. Mm-hmm. Pretty women are rich, meaning you and I have to go work to become million, 6, 7-figure men. If we're not athletes or entertainers, you or I have to go really, really work, provide value to the world, and then get compensated. To be a $5 million a year earning man, that makes you in the rich category. Mm-hmm. And all it takes for a woman to land one of these guys is to be pretty. Yeah. Ergo, she's pretty rich. Mm-hmm. So I call women, she's pretty rich. I don't call it pretty privilege. Pretty rich is what I call it. And you don't, which is kind of troubling because I wonder how you're even living with a child. I mean, you got you got 2 years of college and an associate's degree?
Hmm.
How are you living in California?
Well, I mean, technically, I'm technically not. I just didn't want to put like my where I am. So it's
I
just
don't,
like
but I mean, are you living? Are you in your own place?
I am. Yes.
Are you paying the rent there in full yourself?
Yes, I am.
All right. And is your son, I'm going to say it one time. If you come in here and say something dumb like this last person I just banned from my channel, I won't say your name. I will just ban you outright. Simple. If you're a woman and you come in here saying, who hurt you? Your mama black. We give birth to any of the same old. You're in the wrong place. You don't know where you are. Somehow you stumbled over into a more intelligent conversation than your brain is capable of processing. That's cool. Go back and read, do the homework, get up to speed with us over here where we're at a different point in the conversation. But don't expect us to slow down where we are because you're not evolved and provided for.
Yes.
All right. Is the father in the kid's life?
Yes.
And are you getting alimony or just child support?
Child support.
All right. So all that is a mess. Your child is young. There's not enough hotness to overcome young child from a divorcee with your background. There are other women who are as hot or hotter than you that have none of that. That's number one. Number two, there are other women out there who were raised to be a wife who have none of that. See, that's one of the things that when you don't put she never did she said, I'm not good at math. I don't doubt that. You're pretty rich. So she never had to run the numbers, realizing that, yeah, I'm pretty, but there are other women out here just as pretty or prettier than me who don't have all this complex background and who were raised to be the wife I say I want to be. See, it's like musical chairs, but you forgot how to play musical chairs. You don't have a chair. That's why you're going to end up not having a seat when the music stops.
And another thing to say too, just to feed off of what he just said, there's women who are maybe not even anywhere close. Maybe they're cute. But like he said, raised classism. I mean, you can be any kind of class, financially wise, but you're raised to be a wife from your mother. You're raised to be feminine. You're raised to honor and esteem your man. And so there's sometimes that there can be guys who are high value men who are with women who are like cute, pretty, and they look at this woman and they're like, well, I'm way prettier than her. Yeah, but you can't top her femininity. You can't top her respect that she has for him. She knows how to put herself together. She carries herself well. And so there's a lot of things that come into it. And again, this is all because they're all fighting for this small portion of men that they want so that they can just live their life and be free. And there's a lot that comes with that people don't talk about.
Three, there are other women out there who at least understand what the man on the side of the table that you want to come take care of you and another man's child would have to do to make that happen. In effect, you want a fairy godfather is what you want.
Most people, okay, you know where people get this from? They get this ideology from that situation with Sierra, Future, and Russell. Because Sierra was, single, Sierra had a child already. She ended up marrying Russell. Now she's like happily married. She like manifested him and all of that. She's a successful woman. She's a famous woman. She's very, very famous. She's, I would think that she's very pretty and all of that. But that situation is like a dime a dozen. It's not a natural thing that's just going to happen to any single person who just lives in a random place in California or a random place in like, Timbuktu. Like this is something that that's not everybody expects that they're gonna have that exact outcome that she had, and that's not the truth. That's genuinely not true, and people need to realize that. Like, that's when you're becoming like, okay, that might be reality for her, but is that reality for you in your life? Your life will show you the example of that.
Okay, you don't like the words, but that's really what it is. Because you don't know who he is. He's just a genie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for a living? This
I'm
is
a
where it gets deep.
receptionist, and I do nails on the side.
This is where it gets deep. So, for the woman who came in here, anyway, this is where it gets deep because this is where it gets real. Whether she was in California or not, she's on the West Coast where it's expensive to live.
Mm-hmm.
I need you guys to understand something. She is 26 years old.
Yeah.
With a 6-year-old son. And how she provides is she is a receptionist and she does nails on the side. That's important.
Mm.
If she were not pretty, what would life likely look like for a woman with an associate's degree on the West Coast who had a 6-year-old boy who was a receptionist and a part-time nail technician?
Struggle.
So,
It would look like struggle. And then also the fact that like this call started off with, I just wonder if my standards are too high, and that's why I'm not getting a relationship.
um, you ready for this?
I don't know. I sure. I mean,
Well, the
yeah,
receptionist, and nails on the side. That's not enough to even provide for one person in California, if that's where you live.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a child.
Mm-hmm.
It means you can't take care of yourself.
Okay.
Is that?
I mean, I do, but okay.
Okay. Do you make enough money to take care of? Oh, did you hear that when I said, couldn't take care of yourself? She pushed back. But I do. She actually believes, with all of the aid, subsidies, and support she gets,
Mm-hmm.
that she is actually capable of taking care of herself. Now, ma'am, I don't have to know you specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but I know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have no skills. And without child support, alimony, uh, whatever benefits you get from your ex-husband's situations,
Mm-hmm.
you could not afford to live and have a child. Self without the child support.
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, where do you live? Because this makes no sense. But go ahead.
Well, I don't want to give up my location.
I don't care, ma'am. What do you think? I've got. Why? You called into it. Hold on. You called. Hold on. Let's understand. You called into my show to ask me questions that you're not paying for. Don't play with me. Mm. I don't have no need to know who you are or where you're at. It's not that serious. But what I'm trying to understand is whether or not you're telling me the truth. And there's holes in this story. Mm-hmm. Are you in the Bay Area? That's all I need to know.
No. I'm not. I'm in a small town.
All right, but it's still Northern California. I need you guys to pay attention. I want to make this abundantly clear. This woman did not get raised by a man or a red pill father. What do we as men expect women like this to know? We can't expect them to be on the same level we are. Mm-mm. But they exist in the world, guys. And just like I was saying on the other day, you're going to have to learn how to navigate the world with the people that are out there. Mm-hmm. She has some issues, some things that I don't like, but that does not mean she's a throwaway person. Mm-mm. No more than guys over here who have issues are throwaway people. Mm-hmm. See, you better. I will say things as me. You better be real careful about the lack of intolerance.
Mm-hmm. Say that, Kevin. Say that. You have to be very careful of the lack of intolerance because I mean, I see it all over. I genuinely see it all over. I'm like, okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, why so far with certain things? Like, that's a very important key that I've never heard him say that before, but that's key because there's a great portion of people who are on social media, on the shade room, all types of places that they leave their comments and they genuinely have that lack of intolerance. Like, oh no, we're not this and we're not that, to the point that people make jokes about it. Like, damn, do you even like want to be in a relationship with anyone? Like, what's going on?
Just throw at people in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a personal standpoint. You can do what you want to, but extreme people
Yeah,
tend not to have broad networks.
true.
You may feel righteous, you may feel superior, but you tend to be very small in your network.
No, it's not California. I just threw that out there. Like,
All right, so you're fucking lying to me.
I'm not lying to you. Like,
all right, you have one chance. You have one chance to go ahead and tell me where you are. I don't play games, man. She didn't think she was lying because she was lying by omission, but it's lying. Tell me where you are, the area, or get off my fucking phone. Seriously. I mean, you're too old to be doing this stuff. You want my help? Let me help you. If not, go figure it out yourself.
Washington State.
See, you know why that's important, what I just said, man?
Why?
When I said your background is a mess, you said, why don't I just not tell him? You are willing to lie to a man to get what you want. Mm-hmm. You just proved it with me. Mm-hmm. I'm better at it than most men, and I'm dogged about it, and I can smell bullshit. Mm-hmm. But you are willing to lie to someone to get what you want. Mm-hmm. And I don't care where you live in Washington State. High-earning women are not receptionists and nail techs. Those are women that people only lie or deceive, lie. I don't want to say only. People lie or deceive about things of which they're not proud of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's not proud of what her position, mm-hmm. her financial position, her geography.
Yeah.
That's why it's vague. That's why when you come into these chat rooms with these weird names and hiding behind avatars with all these positions, whether you're a man or a woman, but particularly women, men exactly know what it is.
Yeah.
We don't believe you. Mm-mm. I'm single by choice, and I'm a dime piece, but you got no avatar, right? Around the poverty level. The only way people tend to live, I mean, you're not making $40 an hour as a receptionist. Mm-mm. Right. So that means in order to take care of a small child, you're having to either get significant child support, mm-hmm. or some sort of assistance, or you must be living in a hovel somewhere. Either or, you're living paycheck to paycheck without the government or a man supporting you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, the reason why I thought that was important too, I was wondering if she was going to reveal how much she was getting in child support. That might be a little bit too invasive, but because it's evident that she has a lot of help from surrounding areas, and it's not just her job. Because, you know, she might have maybe clients here and there, but yeah, doing a receptionist job, and then like, if I don't know where the child's father is, or if she has to pay for daycare, food, transportation, like, it's so expensive to just live. Like, it's literally just so expensive to live. So living with a child that needs Pampers, food, bottle, this, like, well, she has a toddler, but still, like, it's extremely expensive to just live. So to even start off the conversation by saying, I don't know, maybe my standards are too high. Like, I think that was just, she started off on the wrong foot. And then I feel like the lying is, yes, he said out of shame and stuff, but I also feel like it's about, she's lying out of trauma, out of the things that she's been through. Like, some people find different ways or different avenues that they stick to whenever they've been through a lot of stress, mentally or like emotionally, spiritually. whenever they're like going through things, they find ways to kind of like navigate through it, and it looks like her thing is lying, because she's literally lied more than one time to Kevin, and she was even saying like, what if I don't tell him, like basically lying to deceive that person. So I think that's just showing like the trauma. But um the way how she's, conversing with Kevin, and the things that she's saying, the things that are just flowing naturally from her as a person, I feel like her being with a man, um obviously not Kevin, but her being with like a man that's older than her, that has wisdom, a strong man that can guide her and lead her, open her mind to different things, I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be okay. Now, is that man going to be a high value man, when we talk about finances, when we talk about that small percentage of men that make a lot of money? I'm not sure, because men who are in that category don't really have the patience or the time, because, as he said, they can easily go get with a woman who is completely fine, completely easy to work with, doesn't have any of these issues that he has to work with, because he has to go focus on his money. He doesn't have time to, focus on this woman to that extent, right? Whereas maybe she can get with someone who's not making as much money, but can focus on her, help her, guide her, and they can create a great foundation with each other. Will she be happy with that? I don't know. She might bug him to either make more money, or, show her dissatisfaction, or, maybe she'll have gratitude because of the fact that somebody actually is showing her genuine and true love. I don't know what the case is, but let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Again, if you want to see the full video, it's going to be linked in the description box and in the comment section. As you already know, I always put it there. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And then if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. And let me know what you guys really think about this video. Let me know if you liked it, if I just, that I just took like an excerpt of this conversation. I want to know what you guys think, if you want more videos like this. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm like literally in my pullover or my sweatshirt, because it is very cold outside and rainy and just blah. So but anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys so very, very much. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys for watching. Mwah. Love you.